Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. As ever, you can find me over on Instagram at the House of Langford and at Overall Sews. I'm also on Ravelry at Mad X Stitcher. There is a Facebook group, Facebook page, all by the name of the House of Langford. The group I think is House of Langford Share It. Not very active at the moment though. I have been spending a lot of time on Instagram and kind of neglecting Facebook quite a bit, so I need to pick that back up. There is also a Ko-fi account linked to this podcast if you would like to support it. It goes towards things like giveaway prizes and just general costs really. Sometimes a cup of tea. So as always, I start the episode with my plans for that month because we are now entering into May, so it's time to round up April. And my plans for April, even though there was only 3, I've only done 1. So I have not completed the sample that I was looking at starting for the yarn shop, for my little yarn shop, which is all tangled up. And I have not written up the Sunshine Beret pattern as yet. I have had a discussion though with some friends about pricing for said pattern. So I think I'm okay with that. I've just got to get the patterns now out to the public. Anyway, it's been quite a crazy April and I have met an amazing young gentleman by the name of Stanley, who is from Stanley's Crochet Workshop, and he has been teaching people to crochet for free. So everything he makes, he sells and the profits go to charity. He keeps nothing for himself. So they've recently set up a crowdfunder to see if they can get him his own little workshop in the back garden. So I will put the links down below for that as well if you'd like to go and support him. He's an amazing boy. He is 11 years old, learned to crochet when he was 9 during lockdown, so 2020, and he has just grown so quickly. He is so fast with his crochet as well. He doesn't even look sometimes. It's mental, but he's recently been shared on the news, on the radio. I think Bella Coco shared his video as well. So yeah, he is becoming this little superstar, and he is local to me as well. So we have been spending the last couple of weekends at my local yarn shop, just chatting and crocheting together, which has been really nice. At the top of the episode, what I want to tell you is that towards the end of the episode, when I do May's plans, there is a very small spoiler for box 35 of Crochet Society. So I will put a timestamp in during editing so that you know when to pause and when to pick it back up again if you don't want to know anything about that box. I don't often work on the projects, especially not before the live opening done by Sarah Jane. However, I only opened up this box on Saturday and started yesterday, so Sunday, because I'm really interested in having a go. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, I'll come to that towards the end of the episode. Now, I have 4 finished makes for this month, and I can only show you 2 because one of them was sold and one of them was gifted. So let's start at the beginning. The first finish I have for April is my little TOFT Panda, Fiona, who has been sitting there patiently waiting to see you all, and I have absolutely loved making this project. Now, I picked up all the yarn back in 2019 at Ali Pali, so the Knitting and Stitching show in October, and she has been patiently waiting to be made since then. Now, if you've seen the Stitch Festival vlog, you will have seen that I picked up all the yarn to make Bo the Dragon, but I've not done a TOFT pattern before, and therefore felt that actually it was time to work on Fiona and get her done. I also have all the yarn to make the badger. I'm not sure of the name of the badger. But yeah, this is from Edwards Menagerie. She is page 51 and she's called Fiona the Panda. And I picked up the book at the same time as the yarn. She even had her own bag. And I've still got the rest of the yarn in there. Now, I only used one ball of each. So I bought 2 balls of the cream and 2 balls of the black. Now, I have started this black, but not an awful lot of it. Yeah. I think one of the legs, maybe one of the arms, was made from the second ball. So I have not used an awful lot of yarn for this. It does say between 50 and 75 grams, and I used just over 50 grams. So I do have quite a bit left over. I'm going to do the badger first though and see what's left over from that. I don't have enough to make another panda, obviously, because I don't have enough of the black. But the badger yarn is actually more of a charcoal colour. So I have a big ball of the charcoal, and it is more grey than black. It is black still, but it's got a bit more grey. It looks more grey. So yeah, that is my next project, I think, to do, is to get the badger made so that I've got both the projects from 2019 done. But yeah, I'm tempted to either paint into the links or maybe embroider them. I haven't decided yet either. There's quite a lot going on in this bag. So that's that one. And how long did she take? I started on the Saturday. I think I made the body and the head on the Saturday. And maybe the ears and the eye patches. And then just had to make the legs and her little tail the next day. So yeah, less than 24 hours to make a TOFT panda. And what I like is that most of them have all got the same body shape and the same head shape. All the arms are the same. So you just change what yarn it is and the pattern you're doing on it. So it could be striped, for example, and then you start, the base of every component is the same. It then changes depending on the animal you're making, which I think is really clever. So yeah, that is my little TOFT panda. So I worked Fiona up in the TOFT yarn and a 3mm hook. And as I said, she did not take me very long. Now, I started Fiona on the Saturday, and then when it got quite dark towards the evening, whilst I was still at the yarn shop, I didn't feel like it was appropriate to be working on black yarn. So I moved on to a different project, and I had this little project, this little pattern in my project bag. So it's a little baby bunny rabbit by Wee Woolly Wonderfuls. And I had a ball of grey Aran in my bag, so that is what I made her with. Now, I forgot to take any pictures of just her on her own. I also made a fluffy pom-pom towel using some Essentials DK in the Sparkle from Poundland. The Aran yarn was actually a donated yarn, so I don't know what it is. It could very well be Starcraft. I just don't know. And yeah, I think I had her a few days, and then somebody asked me if they could buy her. So yeah, that happened. And she was super quick to make up. I think I had the body and the head done on the Saturday night, and then come Sunday just had to make the ears and arms and attach it all together. So that again was a really quick make, and it being Aran is quite nice and chunky too. She did work up quite big, which I was quite surprised with, but yeah. So that was my second make. I've got pictures which are hopefully have already been popped up for you, because I only have the pictures of her with the panda. But yeah, that was my second make, so super fast. My next finish kind of links in with acquisitions because I had to buy the pattern to make her. I have made Becky the Bumblebee. Now this is a pattern by Little Green Bear. And ideally it's meant to be made in Shepier's Stone Washed, but I didn't have any of that. I was working from donated yarn. So in my new Pokemon project bag, which is from Siobhans Crafts, I have the leftover King Cole black Big Value DK that I used for the black part of the Bumblebee. And here is the little Bumblebee. Now the story behind this little bee is that I was at the yarn shop and all three of us have a bag that has bumblebees on it, which I'll show you in a minute. And one of their grandsons came in and asked for Helen to make him a bumblebee. And her response was, "I'm not sure I can, but I know someone who might." And that was me. So when I arrived, she then asked him to ask me the same question. And I said, "Of course they can, Harry." So we found this little pattern and I think she is adorable. I really hope he's going to love her because he also chose the pattern. I found two on Ravelry and this was the one that he chose. The other one was more of a bear with a sort of like bumblebee top, striped top. So he wanted the actual bee. And for £2, this pattern is so detailed. There is so many pictures in it. Honestly, it's a bargain, to be perfectly honest. So yes, I have Becky the Bumblebee. Now, I think the yarn we used for the wings, it has got some sparkle in it. I'm not sure if you can see it though. I think it's like a King Cole yarn, but it's quite floppy. And now, I think if I was making this to display, I'd probably starch them or put some wire in so they stay straight. But Harry is 4. I don't think Harry's going to mind that the wings are a bit floppy. In fact, it makes it fly. So I think we're going to be okay. I did have a bit of trouble doing the little arms, the little legs, because you start with only 4 stitches and go round and round, and I was trying to do them quite late into the evening and I was not in the most opportune place to work with black yarn. Actually, no, I wasn't working on them in the evening. It was during the day, but I wasn't in the sunlight within the shop, so I couldn't get my head around doing the little arms. But yeah, I think the legs at the bottom could be a little bit higher. I think they're supposed to be more closer to the bottom black band, but again, I don't think he's going to care. And I really enjoyed making this. Every time I do an amigurumi, I giggle to myself. And the reason for that is every time I complete a part and I see the animal coming together, I'm like, oh, it's so cute. It even has a stinger on the back. Yeah. So, the mustardy yellow was a donated yarn. The black was the King Cole Big Value DK. The white is from my stash, which I think is Stylecraft Special DK. And we think that the glitzy one is a King Cole yarn, but I can't remember the name of it. I have used quite big safety eyes as well. And as soon as I put the eyelashes in and the mouth, it just came alive. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with this. Again, did not take me very long. I think after a couple of days, well, no, in an afternoon I had the head done, and then I made the body and the leg sacks and his 2 big legs, and then in the next time I was at the shop, I made all the wings and the antennae, and then had to make the legs in the morning when it was sunny. But yeah, really, really pleased with my little Bumblebee. So it's kind of been an Amigurumi April, as I've made 3 toys. We have Panda, we have Bumblebee, and I made the little bunny as well this month. So yeah, I think it's safe to say I like making toys. So Harry is obsessed with Spider-Man, and I have found in my stash of bags, because we all know that mums keep all of the gift bags that presents come in, and this must have been one for my son years ago, so it is going in here. I need to find some tissue paper to sort of pad it out a bit, and the Bumblebee will be gifted to him when I next see him. So I'm going to get that packaged up and pop it in my car, so that if I go to the shop and he is there, I can just get it out of the car. Yeah, that is Becky the Bumblebee. I haven't just finished 3 Amigurumi toys this month though. I have also made a basket. Now again, I cannot show you what it looks like because I only have pictures of it because I gifted it. I made it for Stanley of Stanley's Crochet Workshop because I wanted to give something back to him. He's always given to other people and given to charity, so I wanted to make something just for him. And I used t-shirt yarn. I have a blue one and a black one. This was a full ball of black t-shirt yarn, and that is all I have left over. Yeah, the blue wasn't a full one. It wasn't much bigger than that though, to be honest. So I have used quite a lot of yarn. I made a basket following a pattern that I found through Ravelry, but it is a free pattern on a blog post. So I will put the details down below for you because off the top of my head I cannot remember what it is. I followed the instructions to the point where I was happy with how wide it was. There were, I think, 3 more rows after to make it even wider, but I didn't really feel it needed to be much wider for what he would be using it for. So I stopped at 50 stitches once I'd increased and then started going up. And what I did was 4 rows of black, so 4 rounds of black, then 2 rounds of blue, 4 black, 2 blue, 4 black, and then made the handles at the top, and filled it with 5 balls of yarn because it was yarn shop day, and he'd been eyeing up this cutie on the front of his book. Now Helen lent him a copy of this book last weekend, and Mum went to try and photocopy some of it at work because he marked some of the patterns that he wanted to do. And what was really sweet is that the staff noticed that she was photocopying it and instead purchased the book for him. So he now has his own copy as well. And I was just having a look this morning for something in the cupboard. Not this book. I was looking for a completely different book. And found this in my drawer. So I have a copy as well. So you never know. Maybe I'll make some of these too because they are just so sweet. And what you get is on each page, you get the pattern for the animal itself. But then if you want to do the lovey, it gives you the pattern for the blanket. And all you have to do is the head and arms. You don't need to do the body or anything else for it. So there are loads of different animals in here. And I just think they're really cute. Yeah, so I'm going to have a go at one of these, I think, as well this month, possibly. If I find time, basically. Yeah, so I made him a little crochet basket to put his yarn in so that the dog does not chase after it at home. And that the yarn does not get dirty if it's on the floor. And he did a live yesterday on his Facebook page and showed it off, and he was using it. So I'm really, really happy. So moving on to whips then, I have been working on Samurai. Because we had a half term. Yes, we had a half term for Easter. So I have done 20 hours on the Samurai. And again, I'll pop up a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the month so you can see how much it has grown. I think I have done all of the purple. There is no purple left to do in this project. I've done all of the outside of his robes for his arms, and he's got this bit in the middle for over his chest. So now I'm back to the reds and pinks, and I am now at a place where I can scroll it up again, because I have done all the outlining on his hand and on the fan, and there is nothing from here down, which means I can scroll up. So this bit is at the bottom, but I wanted to show you what it looked like before I did that. But yeah, it's coming on really well. It is a Dimensions kit. Is that a DMC one? No, Dimensions Gold kit. Again, given to me in 2011 by my aunt to try and work on it for her, and it is part of my 100-day project for this year, as well as it was for last year. So all my 100 hours are going into this one project. If I finish early, I do have another one, just in case. I highly doubt it though. I keep going wrong. And actually there was a part I thought I did wrong up here with the black. So I unpicked all of this black up here, and then realised that the bit I was doing at the time, which was the red, is actually what was wrong. So I had to restitch it all. But there we go. So that is the Mighty Samurai and its current progress. So we are on day, or hour 33 I have done, because I did 13 hours in March and 20 hours in April. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can do a little bit more Bank Holiday Monday today, and then I'll be back to working on it in the evenings. One of the other projects I'm currently working on is my magic carpet throw. Now, again, I made a mistake and had to rectify it because my count was out in the next section, and I had missed one of these trebles. I was not happy. Is it either that one or this one? I'd missed a treble, so I only had 3 instead of 4, and I'd already done all the pink, so I had to rip all the pink out and do it again. But let's go this way, because it's getting quite big now. So I'm back to my first colour, which is Petrol in the Starcraft Special DK. I really like the bright pink in the middle. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's coming up, and actually it's working up pretty quickly now. Now that I'm gone halfway, I'm not expecting it to take me that much longer. I just have to actually be working on it. So you never know, there might be a new finish on the horizon. But I'm more likely to just finish all the sections and then leave it for ages to do the border, because we know that's what happens. So yeah, that is currently my magic carpet throw. I am working it up in Stylecraft Special DK. My base colour is Stone, and I'm currently working again with Petrol. After Petrol I go back to Fondant, which is the pink. So yeah, I'm repeating all the colours. The only one that won't get repeated is the bright pink, but I might add it into the border. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, watch this space. This was a crochet along for Simply Crochet magazine, starting in issue 110 last year, and the pattern is by Rosina Plain. So I am now on to 113 for part 4. It was in 7 parts, and it's meant to be done in Colour Lab, but I had Starcraft, so that's what I'm using, and I'm really enjoying it. It's nice and thick because it's mosaic. You've got in some places there's actually 2 lots of crochet, because you do chains at the back and then you do your trebles in front of those chains, so you've actually got quite a nice substantial amount of yarn there. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it, and it is my new favourite technique. I love mosaic crochet to the point where I've got ideas in my head that I just need to write down and try. So I'm hoping that maybe there'll be some mosaic crochet patterns in my future as well. You never know. and I am working that up in a 4mm hook because that is my preferred hook of choice for DK, and it is a Knit Pro hook that I'm using, so it's the orange one. Now you may remember some time ago I made a blanket for my son, but it's not big enough. So this is the blanket, but it is not very wide. He is almost 18, so he needs a full-size blanket, and I still have all the ends to weave in, which is fine. So I've decided to try and make it bigger, and what I should have done is, well, I did do it, I just haven't written it down anywhere. I need to count how wide this is because I'm making a piece to go across the top, which I know is going to be wider, but I need to know if I need to extend it any further, because I'm going to put some pokeballs down either side to widen it in the main part and then put something at the bottom. Oh, I've just had an idea of what to put at the bottom, so I need to find that pattern. So that has been living in my llama leisure bag, which is what my Udi came in for Christmas, and I have been using one of my big sacks, which the print is actually designed by me, which my husband printed for me, and I have been doing the Pokemon logo. So I think that's a cross stitch pattern, but I'm not doing it for cross stitch, obviously. Yeah, so which way up does this go? That way up. That's where I'm currently at. This is the N, so you work from the far right of the pattern across. Yeah. And I have all of this attached. Now, yesterday I actually sat down and balled up, cut some of the yarn because it was just an absolute mess, and have put them into little organza bags so that I can keep it a bit more tidy. And I have one sheepy here to show the front of my work, and one sheepy on my loose chain. These are from Sheepy Things, and I think they are just so cute. I picked these up at Wolframabby Wool Show in January, so they are coming handy already. Yeah, I have all the yarn in there for that piece, that section, and then I'm going to try and I've got some patterns ready for the Pokeballs. I've just got to sit and make some. So yeah, hoping, because I know how wide this pattern is, I know it's going to be bigger than the other one, so I need to do a bit of maths, but hopefully it should all be okay. And as before, I am using Stylecraft Special DK because I can get a lot of it very fast and it's not that expensive. Lastly, oh, here's the grey yarn as well. This is the yarn I used for the bunny that I mentioned earlier. That is what's left. There was like 4 or 5 balls of it, I think. I'm sure I've got more of it somewhere, but I was working from one ball just in case I needed a bit more. And this is my Bumblebee bag. So this is the one that Harry had seen and wanted a bumblebee. I have my pin on here from Jimmy Rose, and I have my Sheepy Things keyring, my nice fluorescent pink sheep on here, and this is holding the sample project that I'm doing for All Tangled Up. It is knit, which means they know it's going to take me a while, and yeah, I have so far 3 sections in this pattern. I am doing a free pattern. Is it free? Yes, it's free. Which is by Gemma of the Midnight Diary. It is called the Spring Fling Scarflet. So I have 3 lace sections done. I have started the 4th one. I did get to here on the 3rd one. Then I found a mistake, couldn't fix it, and ripped back. So I reknit that, and then I did the exact same thing on this 4th section as well. So I know I need to keep an eye on when I get over halfway of the pattern, because I'm doing something wrong and I don't know what it is. Yeah, so now I need to reknit the 4th section, and you basically just keep going until you run out of yarn. So there's quite a lot of yarn still. I'm doing this on 6mm needles. The yarn is Amour by Stylecraft, and it is an Aran weight yarn. So I've got 100 grams. I know that I need 10 grams at the end to do the triangle to finish it off. I have also been putting in a lifeline using chunky yarn so I can pick up the stitches, just because it helps me a bit better. It makes the stitches bigger. Yeah, it's slow progress, but it's progress. So that is my next whip that I've been working on. I've just got yarn everywhere, haven't I? Yeah, I like how in some sections it is striping, and actually you can see where there was a join in the yarn. Let's put that down. So there was a join here, so you can see that the colour pattern has changed. I have a stripe of pink in there when it should really be going straight into the brown, because the pink is quite a large section. So yeah, I'm liking it though, and actually whilst I've been working on it at the shop, people have been complimenting on it. The yarn is from the shop, but it just doesn't sell very well, which is why I decided to make up a sample so that people could see what it actually looks like, and hopefully that will help in terms of people buying it. You never know. So that, I think, is that it for my whips? That is it for my whips. Oh wow, 30 minutes in and we are done. Right, moving on to acquisitions then. And I basically have the usual stuff, but with a few extras. So one of the first things I bought this month was on payday, because, you know, it was payday. And I purchased a new project bag. And it looks like a little suitcase or a little briefcase. It's really wide, it's sturdy, it's like solid. And I've picked this up because I want to use it for my cross stitch. Now the frame for the Mighty Samurai is too big. But I have got loads of other projects. And what I quite like is that it's got like the little suitcase elastics to hold stuff in. It's also got a clear pocket with a zip. It's got a mesh pocket, and it's got a pin cushion that is velcroed on, so you can actually remove that, which I think is really clever. And the zip has 2 pulleys, so you can bring one from one side and one from the other side. And I picked this up from my local yarn shop in Langford. Oh! And yeah, I think it's really nice for big projects as well, because it is sturdy. You can fit quite a lot of yarn in here as well. I had 3 balls of DK in here, which I'm going to show you in a second, which I picked up in their sale. But yeah, this is going to be for like the cross stitch projects that I want to take away, I think, somewhere, maybe, or yeah, anything that I'm currently working on in terms of cross stitch might go in there. It will hold the threads and pattern for the samurai, I think, quite nicely. Haven't decided what exactly is going in it, but I did buy it for cross stitch, so I need to go through the cross stitch stuff and then put it all in there. So my current cross stitch stuff, that is. I have so much cross stitch stuff. Yeah, that's a conversation for a whole nother day. So as well as that, I picked up 3 balls of King Cole Splash, which was in the sale. My mum also picked up 3 balls. They only had 6 balls. It was in the sale. My mum picked up 3 because she wants to make a blanket, a knitted blanket. And I picked up 3 because I want to do a crochet blanket. Now, if you've been here before, you will have seen I did the Filet Heart crochet blanket, which was from one of the Crochet Society boxes last year. Around, I want to say July time, because I think I did it in August. I might have done it in September. And I think this stripes, so I think this is going to look quite nicely in that pattern. So I'm going to have a go at doing that in this. I wasn't keen on the kaleidoscope yarn by Signet, So I thought I'd go for the DK, and then I don't have to worry about it splitting and untwisting itself. So yeah, that is what I plan to do with this. I then have the April Care Bear from Siobhans Crafts, who is Friend Bear. Friend Bear is like a peachy colour, and she has little flowers on the tummy, which are so sweet. So we have the really nice peachy colour yarn, and it's got the speckles are the colours of the flowers from her tummy as well. I am getting the DK versions, which are 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, which is 225 meters for 100 grams. So yeah, I'm going to pop a picture up of all three together actually, because I have January, February and March. This one also has a little flower as the key charm, the progress keeper this month, and we have an orange tie-dyed bag to match with the Care Bear cupcake on the front too. So I'm going to pop that all in the bag because that's what I've done with the others. So this is actually number 4, so I do have 3 that I'm going to show you. So I've been trying to take photos of them all together so that I can remember which order they go in, and try and find a projector to put them all in. So yeah, that is this month's Care Bear from Siobhans Crafts. I also have some minis. So I got the mini club from Laura of The Lonely Knitter, who is also Bumbling Yarns, and this club is all based on, so this month's club was all based on Stargate SG-1, which is a TV series that I was absolutely obsessed with when I was a teenager, and I would always watch, to the point where I think I actually have a couple of them on DVD. But I also like the film as well, which has, oh, what's his name? Kurt Russell is Jack O'Neill in the actual film, which is just called Stargate. But I love that there's blues and greens, and then this bright yellow for the gold. But yeah, I love it. There's even a little stitch marker. I didn't realise there would be a stitch marker. Yeah, so there are 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different minis. So each month the club is a different theme. I can't remember what the next theme was, but I had to get these because that is my childhood. Next up I have the Blanket Club from Truly Hooked. So 2 minis for April, and these are blues. So we have colour 8 and colour 7. 7's at the top, 8 at the bottom. So one's like a tealy, turquoisey, greeny colour, and then the next one is going straight into blues now. And I have been putting them all in the drawers behind me so that they're all together, so that I can hopefully find something to put them in. But I am thankful that they have the colour numbers on them. I also have my Perfect Collab Club yarn, which is from Giddy Yarns, and I have to read this because it's so long. I'm pretty sure it was War of the Worlds or something. It says the chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1. So that is from that album. I cannot remember. I'm pretty sure it says War of the Worlds though on the cover. But it's got all these different colours in it, all the different speckles, and it's got like a grey sort of tone kind of running through it. I think that's going to look really interesting worked up, which is why I got it. So far this year, I have got all of them. I've got one of all of them because I can't resist it. They're all so pretty and they're also different as well. But I like the fact this one's got loads of undyed yarn, which means the colours are really going to stand out. And yeah, that's it. I love it. The last thing I have is the monthly mini club, or the mini skein club, which is by Vicky Brown Designs. And I have the randoms pack for April, which are these, and they are just really, really pretty. Nice pastel-y type colours, other than the green. The green one is Perfect Pine, Berry Bounce, Hibiscus, Nautical, and Witching Hour. So they all have their own names, which I absolutely love. However, now that I have, I think, 4 of the randoms boxes, I have now cancelled this subscription purely because I think I've got enough now and I need to start saving some money somewhere. So unfortunately I have had to cancel that subscription, but I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think the blanket I made last year, the ripple blanket, is one of my best makes yet. I absolutely love it, and when it's cold I do wrap myself in it because it is so nice and warm. Yeah, so yeah. It is definitely one of my favourite makes, and it is all Vicky Brown's hand-dyed yarn from the ombre selection of the Mini Skein Club. So that is acquisitions. I'm not going to show you what I got for Yarn Shop Day or Yarn Shop Weekend, which is what it was for me, because that is its own separate vlog. Yeah, so there is more, but you'll have to head over there to have a look, because otherwise this will be ridiculously long. So April has kind of been amigurumi based for me, or working on cross stitch, because the only real blanket I have been working on is the Magic Carpet Throw. The CTC for the Pokemon blanket I only really started on Saturday. Yeah, that is all my progress from Saturday, because I needed a new whip to take a photo of for some of the posts that are going onto the Yarn Shop group. So that was that whip. But also I just needed to start it, and the fact that Stanley was so quick doing his C2C crochet blankets that I felt, you know what, I need to get my C2C on again. So yeah, definitely going to be working on that some more. We are now into what am I going to do for May, because it's actually Amigurumi May this month, even though I've been doing amigurumi for the past few months. Yeah, so there will most definitely be amigurumi for May. Don't know what yet. It'll probably come from this book, the super cute, was it Snuggle and Play Crochet? Yeah, so it'll probably come from that, and then I do have some more. So I need to make some more progress on the Mighty Samurai. I want to finish the next section on the Magic Carpet Throw, possibly finish the title section for the Pokemon blanket. I'm not sure if I'll get that far because there are so many like yarn ends to work around, but we'll see how much progress I get done on that. And I'd really like to finish off the Spring Fling Scarflet. Honestly, Gemma, why do you name stuff I can't pronounce properly? Yeah, so I'm hoping to try and finish that off so that the shop has that as a sample, and then I can write up a label to show people where to get the pattern from too. The next thing that I am looking to do relates to one of the Crochet Society boxes. It is the latest Crochet Society box, so if you don't want to know anything about that box, please do skip on past now. I'll put a timestamp below so you know when to click go again. So, have you turned away? Is anyone still here? Yeah, so this month's box is the neon box. So I won't show you inside, but I do have the booklet out to show you what pattern I want to do. And the reason I'm showing you is because it is Tunisian crochet, and I have been wanting to try Tunisian crochet for quite some time, and this box has a Tunisian crochet pattern and a hook. So this is what I want to do this month. Now we are in May. I started yesterday, 1st of May I started, so I'm not showing you my progress because it's literally this big, and it was done in May, not April. So yes, this is what I am working on now. I'm really hoping that it leads to more things. I've got a couple of Tunisian crochet patterns in my list that I have actually purchased. So once I've got the hang of this, I might move on to that as well. Yeah, but that is one of my plans, is to learn some of the stitches for Tunisian crochet. Right, now if you skipped that bit, welcome back. Yeah, so those are my May plans. I'm really excited about them and really looking forward to what May brings. So we have a couple of weeks and then the GCSE exams start for 2 weeks, and then we have half term again. So it's going to be a bit crazy at work with the year 11s, but it should all be worth it in the end. Not much else to say really, other than go check out Gemma of the Midnight Diary and her patterns. Go and check out Stanley from Stanley's Crochet Workshop. Go and check out my local yarn shop, All Tangled Up. Check out the Yarn Dispensary, which is Gemma's yarn shop, based in Faversham. And what else do I need to tell you? We still need to look at what we're doing for the Fancy Schmancy Crochet Mal. Is it a mal make along, or is it a cow? I can't remember. I'll put the hashtag down below because it was in last month's podcast. So I need to speak to Sophie of A Spring Snowflake, also on YouTube, and Gemma from the Midnight Diary, also on YouTube. Both are also on Instagram, to see what we are doing in terms of prizes and things like that, because we are all co-hosting, which is what my Magic Carpet Throw is going into. I would really love to do the Sophie's Universe though and get that finished. For that, it might be the kick I need to finish that off. That might be my summer thing though, because it's cotton yarn. So I think I can do that in the summer because it should be quite light, even though it is a blanket. Not sure where my logic goes here, but we will see. Anyway, thank you for joining me this month, and I look forward to seeing you all next month. Let me know what your favourite make from this month is, or even my whips, because there's not an awful lot of finishes this month, obviously. And yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you again next month. Take care. Bye.
So I've been making loads of bits, plushies and blankets that I'm making now.
Yeah. And he was on BBC One this morning as well, and on the radio.
Yeah.
So he is our little superstar. Let's see what you've got. What have you got with you?
Right. Get these ones. And then that as well. So I've got elephant, this little mushroom man, a penguin, and this mosaic bag that I made.
They are just so cute. So what is your favourite yarn to work with?
It would definitely be this velvet yarn.
Yeah? And what brand do you know what brand it is?
Yeah, it's Get Cozy.
Get Cozy. That sounds really good. Get Cozy. He's very well stuffed.
Yes.
He is so cute. So we have also a mushroom. So this one uses Yummy, and what was the other one?
I got it from B&M's.
B&M. So bargain bin as well. We love a bargain for yarn. And we've got a little penguin. Little penguin. So when did you do this one?
When?
Yeah. Well, where and when?
Done this about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made it with Lion brand.
Oh, it's Lion brand yarn.
Yeah.
Okay. And what technique is that?
Mosaic.
Mosaic. Okay. So we have literally been at the yarn shop all day. Stanley has been busy crocheting. Now this new blanket was about this big when he got here, and it's now enormous. So it's just a C2C stitch, and he's doing it without even looking. I mean, that's crazy. You are a little superstar. Thank you for sitting with me today, Stanley.
It's okay.
I'm gonna try to do this again sometime.
Yeah.
Cool. Bye.